Hello and welcome back. You've joined me out on the moors somewhere. I'll show you outside or out the window in a bit. So some of you guys will be interested as to where I am, and this is it today. Pretty cold. That's a 360 and we're back to where we started. Just to show you how cold it is out. There's ice and I am freezing. But today I just wanted to speak about the last video I made. I mentioned that I was prepping for the possibility of riots, probably panic buying in the shops. One of my subscribers, Spud, he said the possibility of panic buying is another issue, and yeah, it is. Panic buying is another possibility, and I've been out myself and I've bought some really large bags of pasta and some large bags of rice. Now the shops themselves are limiting, or some of the shops are at least, are limiting the amount of bags that you can buy, which again suggests that they think the same thing, that there's going to be panic buying and short supply. Some people have said, I'm worried, or don't do anything until it happens. You're panicking before it happens, basically, is what some people have said. And yeah, I am, because once it happens, it's too late. You can't go shopping amongst rioters, and if you do, you're putting yourself at considerable risk, and also your property and anything that you've got. If you go out and you loot or take something, you run the risk of being arrested or shot or whatever may be the case in your country. It's unnecessary risk. You could go out now and stock up with some food and not have the possibility of having to go out on the streets and fight for what you want. One thing that really puzzles me is that this isn't just the UK, is it? The same is happening in Europe. The same is happening in, or was happening in America, the US. Lucky enough, they've got Trump in power, who will take control of the situation, and I think he's going to be a good president for you guys if you're watching in the US. But the UK seems to be on a complete dive bomb. I just don't get what the mentality is of the British government. Is it to, and I'll tell you my thoughts in a bit. I mean, what is it they plan on doing? Why are they doing this? Why are they bringing the country to its knees? Why are they frustrating all of us and making us so angry? And let me tell you a little bit about myself. Over the last, I'd say, couple of years, probably the last 9 months or so, I've become even more racist towards the immigrants coming into the country. And I think this is deliberate. I can't see any other reason why they would do this. Now, let me give you my thoughts. Okay, so they're bringing in 500,000 immigrants into the UK, and all fair play to the immigrants. I wouldn't be in their shitty country if I had the chance. I would bail out and come to a country that would give me food, give me somewhere to live. So I'm not blaming the immigrants. I'm not anti-immigrants. I'm not racist or anything like that. I'm saying if I was in their shoes, I would want out as well. So I could see their point. But from our country's point of view, and from our point of view, me being English and living in Britain and paying my taxes for all my life, working, serving this country, then I feel that me as an whole, I'm being treated like shit. So why do I think the British government are doing this? Right, I'll give you my thoughts. My thoughts are, the only reason they could be doing this is to, one, get control of us so that they can do as they please, because this isn't just UK, as I say, this is not just UK wide. This seems to be worldwide at the moment. So I think it's all about control. After the COVID incidents, they saw that the people in the country are weak and they will do as they're told. So now they are taking advantage of what the situation was and telling us what we can and can't do, basically. So the reason I think they are bringing in all these immigrants is to make us, the people of Britain, poorer, to make us more needy. We now are struggling to heat our homes our vans, whatever, wherever you are, you're struggling to heat the place, you're struggling to get electric and gas because it's so expensive, and put food on the table. And I think the reason for this, the reason they're doing this, is simply because they want it. They want you to be struggling. Because if you're struggling, you are not taking the time to think about what's going on outside of your little bubble, outside your little community or your life. You're struggling so much to put food on the table, to heat the home, keep your family alive, that you're not thinking about what's going on. You can't think about, you can't go protest. You can't go and stand by the farmers because you can't afford to. You've got to work and survive. So I think that's all part of it as well. They are making us struggle so that we don't look at them and say, well, what the fuck are you doing? You're sitting there in your nice big fancy car telling us that we can't drive. You're sitting in there in your nice big warm house with all the lights on, all the eating on, drinking your expensive wine, and we are just about getting bags of rice. This goes back to medieval days, doesn't it? When the kings used to come to a village and the village would have to feed and look after the king and all his army, and they would eat everything in the village and leave the villagers struggling. I mean, we've gone back to that situation where they are just taking what they want from society and leaving us with the bread, basically. Not even the wine. They're leaving us with just the bread, the crumbs to eat. And that's what they want. That's what they want from us. They want us struggling so that they can control. Even the BBC are now saying, and the BBC don't really tell you sod all really, that they are government sympathisers, and just tell you what they want you to know. And even they're turning around now and saying you should be out stocking up on food, that the possibility of short supply of foods is very likely. And for the government not to back down to the farmers, they must want this to happen. And that's what I'm saying. They are deliberately provoking everybody in the UK. They've made me... I grew up when I was younger, when I was, I don't know, between sort of 6 and 15, 18 sort of age. I grew up in East London, and it was quite a racist community. And I lost that over the years, and I become non-racist. I just got on with whoever. I just accepted people for their colour, who they are, what they are. And I considered myself not to be racist or anti-gay or anything like that, because to me, if a person is a nice person, a decent person, they're a good person, and I don't care about their colour or anything else. In recent times, I think the government has provoked even me to becoming more anti-immigrant, more racist, and more I'm looking to see now what is going on in the world, because you're bringing in 500,000 people when you can't even feed your own people in your own country. They can't house me. If I went to the council today and said, I'm desperate, I need somewhere to live, it's freezing cold outside, they would tell me to bugger off. I'm not going to get nothing from the council. But they'll bring 500,000 people into the country who cannot work, cannot feed themselves, cannot house themselves, and they're giving them everything. I've served this country all my life, and they're giving them everything that I've paid for, all the national health and everything that I've put into society. They're giving it all away, and they're saying there's this huge big black hole of 20 billion, is it 22 billion? The big black hole is here because you're giving all away, everything that we have built up. And we've got to sit here and ask ourselves, why are they doing that? So below, give me your thoughts. Tell me what the fuck is going on with this country. Why are they giving away everything that Britain has built to make the people that live in Britain poorer and struggle? Why are they turning me against people coming into the country? Now, if things were different, if I was prospering and doing okay, if the country was doing okay, if the prices of food and heating was going down and we were coping, we wouldn't mind as a nation. I don't think we wouldn't mind the immigrants coming into the UK. But it's because they're bringing them in and we are struggling ourselves and we're getting no help from the government, and the government are just telling us sod you. That's why the people are standing up and saying enough's enough. That's my thoughts anyway. So yeah, tell me what your thoughts are. You tell me what the government is doing. And I don't really want to swear too much, but I can't help myself at the moment because I get wound up by it. And so let me just tell you a little bit about what I've done prepping wise. And again, if you've got any other thoughts, I'm getting some really good recommendations and comments and stuff below. So it's worth you guys reading all those and interacting with the people as well, because it's all part of this video and our community that we're building together. And another thing is, I just want to say thank you to all you guys that have recently subscribed to the channel. We've got over 5,000 subscribers, 5,100 odd now, nearly 5,200 getting on. So we're doing something right together. We're building a really good community here of people that interact and talk. So again, all your comments down below. But I really do appreciate what you guys are doing. Thanks for subscribing. And if you want to hear more, hit that notification, the little thumbs up symbol. Make sure you've got that tapped, because some of you guys are not getting notifications. Now, I do know YouTube is a little bit dodgy, and if you make videos like this with comments like this, you normally get sort of put in the closet. They don't want me standing here telling you that my government is crap. So if you want to see more, keep making sure that that notification thing has been hit. I might just disappear and you might not hear from me again. So right, what have I done? As I say, I've bought me bags of rice, and I've got a few of those. I've got a few bags of pasta. I don't know if you can see here in the background here. I've got a sat nav there that I've just updated with the maps, and the reason being that if the internet goes down, Google Maps on my internet connection on my phone won't work. So the GPS on the sat nav will work, because unless we have World War and the satellites get knocked out, they will continue working. So that's another good little tip there, that if you haven't updated your sat nav, if you haven't got a sat nav, now might be a good time to get one, because it will work beyond what Google Maps is doing if you've got no internet connection. So yeah, that might help some of you guys out. If you've got better tips, also in the comments below. I've got a couple of power banks that I'm out here in the sunshine. Whilst I've got a bit of sunshine, I'm charging my power banks up, and I've got another review on a big power bank coming up. Really nice big power bank, and some more solar panels, which is really up your you guys that are prepping at house. This power pack that I've got, that I'm gonna review shortly, might just be what you're looking for, because it is a superb little power pack, power station. That is, it's like a green all-in-one solar panel charger type thing. So yeah, that's coming up. Now, I don't know if you're aware, I've got some various comms in my van. I've got some comms in my van. I've got a little CB radio, which gives me about 7 to 15 miles, depending on where I am. I've got some other handheld walkie-talkies, and I'm charging all the batteries up to those, because if me and Sue are moving anywhere, we want to stay in contact. I've also been out scouting some of the local lanes around here, because I might need to get closer to town, but I don't want to go into town in my vehicle. So I've been looking at little lanes where I can hide the van away, and if I do have to go into town, then, I mean, this is if it does start rioting, then I can hide the van away in little side roads and go into town from there on foot and get back to the van, and hopefully not have any issues with people finding the vans. So that's what I've been looking for. I've also been sourcing out firewood, because if diesel becomes more of an issue and I don't want to go into town to get diesel, staying warm in these areas now, it's 2 degrees last night, I think it dropped down to. I've got the diesel heater running at the moment, but I'm also looking for wood, and I've just found a really, just local to where I am here, I've just found a really nice wood supply. So that's good news, and I'll show you that as well. I mean, I'll put that in. What else can I do prepping wise? I mean, I've got water. I'm self-sufficient water wise. I've just done a couple of water filters reviews, and I'm good water wise. It's just going to be heat, and that's not eat. Well, it is going to be eat, but it's also heat, as in heat. Yeah, that's what I'm concentrating on at the moment. Staying warm, keeping things topped up. So let me know what you guys have got up to, what you've prepped with, what you've done. And you guys that are saying you're scaremongering, nothing's happened yet. If you look at my video, I'll put it here. If you look at my video when COVID happened, no one had toilet rolls. I did. I had loads of toilet rolls because I'd prepped. And all you guys that were using your socks to wipe your ass with, you might start thinking bags of food is what I need now, because you don't want to be going out amongst rioters to try and get your food. Okay, take care. More to come from this, and I'll see you on the next one.